Hey fam, back again with another special report for tonight. Found a very similar case to the Nolan Wells case. A young brother named Deion Walton, RIP Deion Walton, was found unalived on July 4th in Covington, Alabama, supposedly due to an accidental drowning. Take a look.
So on the 4th of July, the same day that Nolan Wells disappeared, Deion Walton of Covington, Alabama, also drowned in a lake with his friends. It was overshadowed for two reasons. One, because of the whole situation with Nolan Wells, and two, because his family just kind of accepted the story from the coach and the friends, because the story is that he jumped off the pier with some friends to swim out to an island. They wanted to see who could swim out to the island the fastest. And Deion's not a great swimmer. I guess he started to cramp up and then tried to turn around and swim back to the pier. And he didn't make it. But the coach told his uncles that he himself and the owner of the home, the parent who owned the home, jumped into the pond or into the lake to try to find him, and they couldn't find him. They looked, the kids looked, nobody could find him. Here's where I draw issue with that. If you're swimming in a straight line from the pier to an island and you were to drown, I'm not saying that there's no such thing as undertow, but I am saying you wouldn't get that far that fast that nobody would find you. In my mind, anyway. Might this situation have been actual just accidental drowning? Yes. But due to the history of the South and all of the current events of the South, it's worth questioning. Definitely worth questioning. His uncles say he wasn't a great swimmer, obviously, so maybe it's just a case of drowning. But Covington, Alabama, predominantly white school with all white people. Once again, he's the only black person there. Deserves a head scratch or two, you dig? Either way, rest in peace to that young man. I hope his family finds some kind of peace. And as a community, we really need to understand that our children need to be protected. Whether this is a case of malicious intent or not, our children need to be protected, and never, ever, ever should you be the only one.
And salute to this brother for highlighting this story. I love the ending when he said, "Never should you be the only one." You got that right. Man, I swear it's like hunting season on our young brothers and sisters out here. And I'm not buying that bullshit story. I'm not talking about he went out and jumped off the pier with his friends to see who could swim the fastest to an island off the coast of Alabama. I'm not buying it. No, I'm not buying it at all. Talking about he cramped up and he wasn't a strong swimmer, quote unquote, and he ended up drowning. Somebody supposedly jumped in the water to try to save him, but yet he drowned. I'm not buying that story. That's very suspicious. Um, I don't understand why the family settled with that story. Now, Ben Crump did not speak about this specific story or highlight it, so I'm not too sure what's in the works or what's going on. But I looked and I looked. I couldn't find too many news stories on this case either. I think I seen like one news article, but it was very hard finding an actual news story that highlighted this case in Alabama. Told me everything I needed to know. It's the South. The South is so divided. The nature of the racism is real, as you can see. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, is talking about this, but a few TikTokers about this specific case. It hasn't made it to mainstream media. Mainstream media didn't even bother to pick this one up. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like Every day, I kid you not, I wake up. It's always a new story with the same factors in play. The same thing. Same, new story, but same thing over and over. It's either they're the only black kid involved and they're out on the water, or they're out in a party somewhere and then they don't come back home. It's literally like deja vu. I kid you not. And again, I haven't heard no updates. There have been no arrests. From my knowledge, I haven't seen anything on this case at all. It's sad. Feds aren't even on this case either. It's like a close and shut deal where they just said accidental drowning and just closed the case. I hope and pray that this family reopens this case, because this doesn't sit well with me at all. Knowing that it was a suspicious, quote unquote, accidental drowning and ain't nobody talking. Nah, I feel like they set that up. They set that up to the point where they want to make sure he wasn't going to come back. This was definitely a setup, allegedly. Because you know you have to say allegedly. In order to protect yourselves these days, because you never know who might be watching and who might try to come after you for saying some things that ain't true. But yeah, allegedly, I believe this was not an accidental drowning. I don't know why people are so comfortable allowing other people to tell them a story that probably is not even true. It's just, everyone's a suspect. Can't trust nobody. Just can't trust nobody. I'm convinced at this point, you can't trust nobody except maybe a few select people like your family members if you're close to them. But that's it. You can't trust these so-called friends. Because friends is a term that's used very loosely. I'm telling you, some of these so-called friends that people keep calling friends are more like acquaintances and enemies in the rough. They're like sharks lurking, prowling to hunt somebody, basically. I swear, you got predators all around you and you're the prey and you don't even realize it. That's the messed up part. And these young brothers and sisters that I keep seeing are so young. It's like every other day they get younger and younger. I'm not understanding. Not understanding why people are not angry enough about these incidents that are going on. I'm not understanding why nobody's talking about this either. You know, I understand the notoriety and the popularity of the Nolan Wells case. That's fine and all and dandy, but ain't nobody talking about these other cases. And they happened around the same time. That's the worst part. It happened around the same time. Just different areas. And they all south. The only one that was up north or Midwest, quote unquote, was the girl in Ohio named Angelique Cunningham that I highlighted for y'all last week. That was a little black girl that was found unalived, that went missing on a so-called boat trip and was unalived by the babysitter. But allegedly, because you have to say allegedly for that one, because they didn't charge the babysitter with any type of murder charges. They only charged the babysitter, unfortunately, with child endangerment, even though there were two people on that boat that are unalived, not just that little girl. I found out there was an adult male who was also on that boat that was unalived, but they never said the cause of death for him. And as far as the little black girl, I think they were trying to say it was an accidental drowning. It's too much. Too much going on out here, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, it's too much going on out here. I mean, there's only so much you can do to really protect these children. There's only so much you can do And I feel like now, with everything going on, parents just need to have a sit down and really talk to their kids. They really need to have a powwow and come in a Jesus meeting to let their kids know, if you are literally the only black person in these different spaces, you might want to turn around and go elsewhere. Because I'm starting to get the notion that anywhere in the South, you're just not guaranteed of any type of safety, period. And I know crime happens everywhere. I'm not just saying this is the South in general, but we all know what comes with the deep South. Places like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia, Tennessee. We already know the history of it. It's just a vicious repeat cycle of the same thing over and over and over. I'm telling y'all parents out there, y'all better sit down with your kids and talk to them. Really talk to them and preach. Because y'all are not instilling any type of wisdom. It doesn't sound like nobody is really talking to these children. It doesn't sound like it at all. It seems like a lot of these cases I'm seeing, it's sounding very reckless. There's a lot of reckless behavior. And I'm not blaming the victims either. I'm just saying, like, with all the circumstances surrounding each case, it doesn't seem like there's any type of parental guidance whatsoever. No type of supervision. And the spaces that they're in and the people that they're around just tells me everything I need to know. Can't trust nobody. Period, point blank. You can't trust nobody. I'm just like this. If you with your people, if you go together, you come back together. If you're not with your people, you leave the mugs alone. You turn around and go the other way. Turn the other cheek. Walk away. Because I feel like now we just have to separate ourselves. Unfortunately, this is the sad reality of it, but you're going to have to separate yourselves from certain spaces, yes. I know everybody says that we're all God's children and we're supposed to get along and sing kumbaya, but this is not how the world works. I'm telling you, this is not how the world works. And I'm not trying to cause any type of racial tension or divide. All I'm saying is that you got to be more careful out here. You got to be more careful. You got to keep your eyes and your ears open 24/7. If you can't pick up the red flags knowing that you're the only black in these spaces, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you at this point. I don't know what to tell you. Even when I was a kid, when I think about, my upbringing and my past, I was never around these type of spaces by myself. Even if I was around people who were not the same color as me, there was some type of parental supervision, I'll tell you that much. If it wasn't my parents right there in front of me, it was somebody else's parents right there in front of me. We were never left the hell alone. And that's the other problem. They're always leaving these children alone by themselves in these spaces. Like it's okay. They're good. We can trust them. No, the hell you can't. You can't trust nobody. But yeah, y'all better sit down and talk with them. That's all I got to say. Talk with your kids. Have that long talk and really preach to them, because I don't know what else to tell you. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments below.